Hello everyone, you join us here with the 2026 Mazda CX-50 Turbo Meridian Edition. Now, there really isn't that much different for this 2026 model year, so definitely go check out a full tour and review to see what is new, other than these nice Mazda badges we have here that are now dark black. Otherwise, this is a really great vehicle overall. I think it looks fantastic. Still, I think probably one of the best driving vehicles in this class as well. Only things is, all of these little off-road bits do take a hit to your fuel economy quite significantly, and the Turbo already isn't the most efficient Mazda you can actually select for, but this is a very capable vehicle all around. So let's go take it on a drive and see if there's anything different on the on-road handling portion. Now, before we head off in the CX-50 Turbo Meridian Edition for 2026, there is a little bit of a downside I've noticed is we still don't have a 360 camera in the Meridian Edition, which just straight up makes no sense to me whatsoever. This is the off-road trim. I wanted a 360 camera, honestly. So this is the trim to give it, Mazda. Please, please give it to this trim. I think it would honestly help this vehicle a lot more. But otherwise, we have a lot of great stuff. We have off-road modes, we have a sport mode, we have a normal mode, towing mode as well, heated steering wheel only on these portions, and heated seats. But let's pop it into drive, because the CX-50 is a wonderful vehicle to be a driver in, and that's just thanks to Mazda's chassis and design and tuning engineering. They focus the driver a little bit more so than other people in the vehicle, so it is a little bit stiffer in that aspect, especially compared to a Kia Sportage X Pro Prestige, which we just got out of. This turbo engine is just fantastic. We have had it now in a few different variants of the CX-50, and it always feels the same. We have up to around 250-ish horsepower, 320 torque, and it is definitely a torquey little beast of an engine. I love that aspect to this vehicle. It really makes it just such a unique driving characteristic, because on the highway and around town, you have just so much torque in all cases. Now, we do have auto hold as well as auto stop start, which you can deactivate. This little button right here, there's an I-Stop button to turn on and off your auto stop start system. We also do have our auto hold, which we can turn on and off as well, but those are all pretty fairly easy. Look at that Mustang right there. Epic build. But let's see a quick acceleration in the CX-50. I doubt it's going to sound that good. I'll actually go this way for you guys. So we do have paddle shift in the CX-50 still, the 6-speed automatic, of course, i-Activ all-wheel drive in the system. This vehicle is torquey. Shifts are pretty, slow overall, but the responsiveness with the paddle shifters is actually quite quick. And you get up to speed so quick in this car, it's quite scary actually. It doesn't sound like the engine's revving very high, because a Mazda 2.5 liter turbo 4-cylinder just does not rev high initially at all. But this car does get up to speed very quickly with all of that torque as well, especially in the sport mode. Everything's a little bit more responsive, and the shifts, while they aren't the quickest shift overall, the paddle shifters, like I mentioned, and the manual shifting is very responsive action. And driving the CX-50 around corners is just fantastic. Now, if you've already noticed, the sound coming from this upper roof plateau, as it's called, is a little bit loud. So I like to put the shade, and you can still hear the wind buffeting up there just a little bit, but can't really escape it when that thing is attached to the vehicle. Acceleration from a stop is also really strong in the CX-50 turbos. Ooh, and you get a little bit of some lift-off turbo whoosh sounds as well coming from under the hood, which is a great, great touch. But the real thing about the CX-50s I love is just how they feel driving around a corner. It feels planted, it feels confident. So the steering is quick, responsive, has a little bit of some feedback and feel to it, and these all-terrain tires actually add a little bit of some weight and feel additionally to this steering rack. Now, it's actually a little bit lighter than I felt in the last Turbo Meridian Edition. That one's steering was so insanely heavy, it honestly felt like something was broken. That seems to be fixed now. Now, it doesn't feel insanely heavy, just a nice amount of natural kind of weight going on here. But around town, when you're not, you know, driving this car hard or anything, it's actually very comfortable, very restrained overall, and I actually quite like that about it. And the best thing with these newer, you know, upgraded all-terrain rubber is that they're not really loud, actually. So you're not getting a lot of sound coming from the road into the cabin as much as I was expecting with an off-road style all-terrain rubber on this vehicle. The only downside to all of this, like I mentioned, is it is relatively pretty stiff. Going around some bumps around town, you're gonna feel it all on all four corners of this vehicle. It really kind of comes into the cabin. Not really so much where it's bouncing you, but you feel that this car overall is such more of a rigid, stiffer chassis. You just feel those bumps a little bit more. It kind of reminds me of like a German vehicle in that aspect. But that is the biggest trade-off you're going to get in terms of this vehicle's really great strong points, which is its handling characteristics. Torque around town is also pretty good. It comes on really strong. You never really feel like you have to floor it or really get into the accelerator too much. Even though if you're still babying this vehicle around town, the fuel economy has just really not been super impressive this week for this size of vehicle. But again, we just came out of that Kia with about 50-60 horsepower less than this car, and that actually got around similar fuel economy numbers just with those upgraded all-terrain tires in that car as well. So all of these little bits really do take a hit to your fuel economy, so you really gotta make that into a consideration when you're looking at these vehicles. Do I go for the on-road spec? Do I go for the mild off-road spec? And is it going to be worth it in the long run for me? Visibility out of the CX-50s is pretty good. Like I mentioned, there is a long hood, so that may be something to consider, though visibility around you is pretty good. We have blind spot monitoring and stuff, which is definitely helpful. It also shows up in our heads-up display and in our cluster up here, which is a really great feature. We're just kind of missing that 360 camera that this vehicle should have. And if you want to, you can turn off your safety systems with the touch of a button. So let's say you are taking it on a trail and you don't want all the parking sensors and everything going off all the time. You can quickly turn off all that stuff at the touch of a button, which is a really great feature. Something Mazda also lets you do is you can actually adjust the volume of your turn signal click sound. So I think it's on like the medium level right now, medium to low. But if you want it louder, you can actually adjust that in the CX-50s, which is a pretty fun little feature there. But going over some pavement over here, you can kind of hear a little bit more of that, or feel maybe through the vibrations in the camera a little, the roughness and stiffness of this vehicle. It was just so apparent to me coming directly out of that Kia X-Pro Prestige Sportage, because that was such more of a softer, a little more floatier-esque suspension, a little more body roll you'll feel through it. But that's just kind of looking at the differences between these types of vehicles. Going back out onto the highway, we'll get another test of our acceleration in the CX-50 Turbo Meridian Edition. We'll probably destroy our already not so great fuel economy, but we had a little bit more of a better sense for these paddle shifters. Second gear on the power. It's interesting, once you get higher in the rev range here, this thing does pull really hard, especially as you go through these 6 speeds of the 6-speed transmission. And as we saw in our brief highway session before, it is relatively smooth on the highway, even with these all-terrain tires. Though, as I also mentioned, you're still going to get some of that wind buffeting from that roof plateau platform up there as well. Now, we don't get all of the wonderful on-highway driving assistance features that you're going to find in the Turbo Premium Plus CX-50. That is unfortunately just how Mazda is still packaging their vehicles. Sans 360 camera on this one, but we are getting radar adaptive cruise control, so that's very easy to activate. You press once, you set your speed, and that is it. And I like the visuals we're getting in our active driving heads-up display up there as well. That's showing us the same following distance controls, as well as our safety systems in that vehicle as well. When you do put your turn signal on, it does kind of release the lane keep assist functionality as well, so you're not pogo sticking in between the lanes, which is nice. But we don't have any sort of active steering assist as well. It's really just kind of keeping you within the lanes that you're in. Otherwise, you really do got to keep your hands on the wheel in this CX-50 Turbo Meridian Edition. It's not one that's going to be able to offer you those more advanced driver assistance functions. Now, we don't have to have this particular display on in our center cluster. We can try to put it back to our more traditional speedometer unit there. You can see we have a little indication of our speed for our radar adaptive cruise control right there. And otherwise, it's a pretty comfortable vehicle on the highway, though if I am taking this on some longer trips, you really are going to want to either go with the just regular gas engine, the Turbo Premium Plus, or another turbo variant, or the hybrid model as well, which is being offered. This one isn't just going to get you the best fuel economy. I'm just going to say that outright. You can go over to our screen here for our fuel efficiency monitor that we have in the center. Currently getting 16.2 miles per gallon, 17.5 as we kind of cruise out on the highway here, but it's been around 19 to 20 to 21 mpg over the course of this entire full week of testing we've had in the CX-50. But I still love this vehicle. It handles great, it drives great, it's really comfortable, spacious, capable, and overall it's really just fantastic. It's just this model that has a little bit of some gripes that I think Mazda can still work out as this vehicle continues throughout its lifespan. We have a great Bose audio system in here as well, which is nice. It isn't the most advanced system Mazda even offers from Bose, but it's a pretty good upgrade. I think it's worthwhile. Just has with this roof platform on it, honestly, with the higher volume levels, I've noticed some little bit of vibrations happening above us. And even with this shade closed right now, as you can hear, we are getting some kind of wind buffeting coming from the upper portion of that area there. So still a little bit of a downside on that front. As always though, thank you for joining us in yet another tour and review over at Allcarnews, especially of the CX-50, and definitely check out our full reviews and drives of the CX-50 Hybrid, as well as the older CX-50 Meridian Edition and Premium Plus that we all have on our channel. We're just adding this 2026 one to the list of Mazdas we've been able to review. Thanks again, Mazda, and again, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more coming soon. Cheers.